Nabila was a quiet and hard-working young woman, known for her honesty and simple nature. She worked as an office assistant in a busy company. One evening, as she was tidying up her desk, she noticed a shiny watch on her manager's table. It looked expensive, and she immediately knew it belonged to him. Unsure of what to do, she decided to take it home for safekeeping and return it to him the next day. The following morning, during lunch, her colleague Sarah noticed the watch in her drawer. "Wow, is that Mr. Hamid's watch?" Sarah exclaimed. "Yes," Nabila replied calmly. "I found it yesterday and plan to return it today." Sarah looked surprised. "You're too honest, Nabila. Do you know how much that watch is worth? Some people would have kept it." Nabila smiled. "It wouldn't feel right. Honesty is important." Later that day, Nabila approached Mr. Hamid's office. She hesitated for a moment, hearing voices inside, but knocked and stepped in. Mr. Hamid was sitting with Mr. Rashid, a senior executive with a reputation for being strict. "Sir, I found your watch yesterday," Nabila said, handing it over. Mr. Hamid smiled warmly. "Thank you, Nabila. Not many would have done this." Mr. Rashid, observing quietly, raised an eyebrow but said nothing. Days later, Nabila's world turned upside down. In a staff meeting, Mr. Rashid brought up a sensitive issue. "There has been a data breach in the office," he announced, "and sometimes it's the quiet ones who go unnoticed." Though Mr. Rashid didn't mention her name, it was clear he was referring to Nabila. Whispers spread through the office, and her colleagues started doubting her integrity. Hurt but determined, Nabila was called to meet Mr. Rashid. "Nabila," he began, "are you aware of any misuse of company data linked to your credentials?" "No, sir," she replied firmly. "I'm always careful with my work." Mr. Rashid leaned forward, his tone sharp. "Remember, any involvement in this could have severe consequences." Feeling cornered, Nabila decided to stay patient and trust in her sincerity. That evening, as she packed up her things, she overheard Sarah talking with another colleague. "I heard Mr. Rashid is under pressure because of a mistake he made," Sarah whispered. "He's blaming others to save himself." Nabila's heart sank. Could it be that Mr. Rashid was using her as a scapegoat? The thought made her anxious, but she resolved to speak to Mr. Hamid about what she had overheard. The next morning, Nabila went to Mr. Hamid's office. "Sir," she began hesitantly, "I don't want to cause trouble, but I overheard something that might explain the accusations against me." She shared what she had heard about Mr. Rashid. Mr. Hamid listened carefully. "Thank you, Nabila. I'll look into this." True to his word, Mr. Hamid conducted a discreet investigation. During the next staff meeting, he confronted Mr. Rashid. "It seems there's been a misunderstanding," Mr. Hamid said. "The data breach wasn't Nabila's doing. In fact, there are discrepancies in your reports, Mr. Rashid." Caught off guard, Mr. Rashid tried to defend himself but couldn't explain the errors. The room fell silent as the truth came to light. Later, Mr. Hamid called Nabila into his office. "Nabila," he said warmly, "your honesty and courage under pressure are admirable. People like you are rare." "Thank you, sir," she said humbly. "I would like to offer you a better position," he continued. "You've shown that you have the integrity and strength we need in leadership roles." Nabila smiled, her heart filled with gratitude. Staying true to her values had brought her recognition she never sought, but deeply deserved. This story is a powerful reminder that sincerity and patience are always rewarded, even when the journey seems uncertain. If you found this video beneficial, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified when we upload new video. Assalamu alaikum.